Okay, guys. Before I start, I just want to say there are a lot of things that I wanted to do, but the enemy in his own funny ways, try to stop us in so many ways. Not physically, it's crazy, but with the mind, in the mind, and sometimes when you come out of it and you turn and look at yourself, get to realize how stupid you are. You have allowed yourself to be. I mean, to allow this non-entity, this useless being, this empty thing to actually manipulate you and also take you away from what you really want and who you are. It's funny, but we thank God for His grace and we thank God for the Word. And that is the reason why, by His grace and His mercies, we are back behind the cameras and more fire. We'll run the race until we get there, right? So sure. Today's message, we give God praise. I was reading the book of Daniel, where King Nebuchadnezzar was actually looking for the sons, like perfect human beings. He was looking for the children of, Amen. Like he was actually looking for a certain kind of people to actually come and serve him. A certain kind of beings, not aliens or human beings. And when I read the description he gave, and lo and behold, they were able to find such human beings. They do exist. They are not aliens. They are not superhuman beings, just like you and I. And the people I'm about to mention, they are popular. You might have heard of them, but I just want to draw your attention to the descriptions, the content. I mean, what actually made them a candidate for what the king was looking for. And I read Daniel chapter 1, verse 3. It said, Then the king instructed Ashpenaz, the master of the eunuchs, to bring some of the children of Israel and some of the king's descendants and some of the nobles, young men, that's the verse 4, in whom there was no blemish. One, there was no blemish, but good looking, but good looking, gifted in all wisdom, possessing knowledge, and quick to understand, who had the ability to serve in the king's palace, and whom they might teach the language and literature of the Chaldeans. No, there's a point I'm trying to make here. I don't know who. Jesus. Is that the king instructed Ashpenaz, the master of his eunuchs. Do you know an eunuch? The people like they have been castrated. It's like I don't know if I should bring a language. It's like Yasam. So they for them they don't have any feelings. They can't sleep with women. So they watch over the king's wives and like because for them they can't do anything to you. Like they have been, should I say, castrated? God have mercy. Hi. Then the king instructed Ashpenaz, the master of the eunuchs, to bring some of the children of Israel and some of the king's descendants and some of the nobles, young men in whom there was no blemish. You can be a noble with a blemish. Jesus. I don't know where you want to stand. I don't know exactly where you want to stand. When they draw the lines, where do you stand really? The ones with the blemish or the ones without the blemish, that you can be chosen to go and serve before the king, to be among the people that will stand before the high and the mighty. Who knows? Maybe you are the high and the mighty the Bible is trying to describe here. Young men and women, no, there's no woman. Young men in whom there was no blemish, but good looking, gifted in all wisdom. You know, there's a seven spirits of God, and wisdom. I don't know. It's like if I if I open My spirit, I'll go like, I don't know whether the video, I can, okay, sure, sure, sure. This one is not a YouTube this thing, so I know I would have enough time to express myself and explain to detail. There's seven spirits of God, and wisdom is one. So wisdom is paramount. God is a wise God. Like Jesus is an embodiment of wisdom. Like that is who he is. So if anyone lacks wisdom, say let him ask the Father. He gives liberally. Just at the end, you need it in your daily affair, your daily routines, anything you need wisdom. But in all thy getting, get understanding. Because with wisdom and without understanding, you would not know how to approach a situation. The fact that you know the thing does not mean you just go and open your mouth and start talking. My dear, you think you know, someone knows better. So you need to apply wisdom. So the two combined will make you just an awesome human being. And that is what the kind of people the king was actually looking for. Jesus Christ. Some of the children of Israel and some of the king's descendants and some of the nobles, young men in whom there was no blemish, but good looking, high, fine girls, fine men, good looking, gifted in all wisdom, possessing knowledge. Hmm. Say, study to show yourself approved. Adeɛ na wogyina hɔ a woka bi no, ebebisa wo mu nsɛmmisa bi a, can you explain? Possessing knowledge and quick to understand. Who had the ability to serve? Many people want to go to higher levels in life, but the sad part is they are not ready to pay the price. I mean, you don't want to serve, you want to be served. Like, seriously? I don't even know how you're going to achieve that, except you don't want to come through Christ. Does anyone among you want to be great? Let him serve. It is in the Bible. So the fact that you are a servant today does not mean you are nobody. It is the process. That is the beginning. That is how it starts. But it is just for a certain amount of time. And when the time is up and it is prolonging, that is when frustration comes in. You need to know the times and seasons. I'm trying to control myself so that I don't go bringing a lot of information in one subject, because I really want to be precise. But good looking, gifted in all wisdom, possessing knowledge, and quick to understand, who had the ability to serve in the king's palace, and whom they might teach the language and literature of the Chaldeans. Let me read the verse 5. And the king appointed them for a daily provision of the king's delicacies and of the wine which he drank, and 3 years training for them, so that at the end of that time they might serve before the king. Verse 6. Now from among those of the sons of Judah were Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. To them the chief of the eunuchs gave names. He gave Daniel the name of Belteshazzar, Hananiah, Shadrach. So the Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, we know that that's not their original name, like their true names. It's because, I don't know, that was not their true names. So they were given different names. That is not the main point. That's not the target here. So I don't really want to deliberate more on that. And then Shadrach, and then Hananiah, Shadrach, to Mishael, Meshach, and to Azariah Abednego. But Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with a portion of the king's delicacies, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore he requested of the chief of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself. I just wanted to read further for you to know that there were actually human beings that fitted into that description the king was looking for. There is a perfection that every human can attain. As God is, so are we. Our God is a perfect God. People always say you can't be a perfect human being. Yes, we get the whole show. But I promise you, there is an inner ability there. You have not exhausted it at all. You are still hiding behind grace and mercy, and you are still making the same old mistakes. And that is impeding the next move. You're a Christian, sure, you go to church, you serve, you're doing all that you should do, but have you checked lately? Have you looked at yourself in the Bible? The world hates the truth. They just don't want to hear it into details. They want the surface. Okay, you say, sorry, you go to church. Okay, you see your new papa, you go to. But when it comes to you and I know, my goodness. We give God praise. There is a height. There is a you. There is a perfect you that you can attain. You and I will know that you have exhausted every grace in its right amount, in its full dosage, and that you know that there was no way you could have done any better or higher than the way you are behaving. Don't deceive yourself. Don't allow yourself to live in a lie. If you know true, do true. If it is a lie you want to live, come on, be it. But don't deceive yourself and go to church and go and listen to the word and come back and come and live a different life. Thinking grace is there for you and you go and ask for forgiveness and it's done. Who are you deceiving? Who are you hurting? We give God praise. I just wanted to bring our mind that there is a personality you can attain that can take you before kings, that can take you before the high and the mighty, or that can even qualify you to be among the great. And it is possible. It is possible. One day at a time. It is possible. We give God praise. We give Him all the glory. The name is Susan. It's always a joy. Like it's a joy. It's a joy. Coming your way, having that opportunity to enter your space and to tell you about Jesus, who is the way, the truth, and the life, and that no man comes to the Father except through Him. So if you know anyone who doesn't know Jesus, let them know this truth. And that'll be one of the meaningful things that you would ever do in your entire life. Shalom, peace. It is one world, one nation, one Africa, one Ghana. Until we meet again, stay blessed and stay connected. Amen.